You know, there's something beautiful about this moment right now. Right here, right now, you're exactly where you need to be. I know you might be thinking about all the things that haven't happened yet, all the dreams that seem delayed, all the doors that appear closed. But what if I told you that everything, absolutely everything, is unfolding exactly as it should? What if the very thing you're resisting is the thing that's preparing you for what you've been asking for? God said, relax. Those three simple words contain more wisdom than 1,000 books on achievement and success. Relax. Not give up. Not stop trying. Not abandon your dreams. But relax. Release the grip. Loosen the stranglehold you have on how and when things should happen. Because here's what I've learned after years of teaching and living this truth. The universe has a timing that is infinitely more precise than anything our minds could ever calculate. You see, we live in a world that tells us to hustle harder, push more, force things to happen. We're taught that if something isn't happening, it's because we're not doing enough. So we push and strain and exhaust ourselves, trying to make things happen on our timeline. And in that pushing, in that resistance, we actually block the very flow that would bring us what we desire. It's like trying to force a flower to bloom by pulling at its petals. You don't make things grow faster by stressing about them. You make them grow by providing the right conditions and then trusting the process. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you trust that beneath the surface, something magnificent is happening. There's an intelligence in nature that knows exactly how long that seed needs to be in the darkness before it breaks through to the light. And that same intelligence is working in your life right now. The same force that turns an acorn into an oak tree, that transforms a caterpillar into a butterfly, that keeps the planets in their orbits. That force is orchestrating the events of your life with perfect precision. But we forget this. We look at our circumstances and we think we know better. We think we know when things should happen. We think we know how they should unfold. And when they don't match our mental picture, when our timeline doesn't align with divine timing, we panic. We think something's wrong. We think we're being denied. We think we're not good enough or we're being punished. But what if none of that is true? What if the delay is actually divine protection? What if what you think is a denial is actually a redirection towards something better? I want you to think about this for a moment. How many times in your life have you wanted something so badly, and when you didn't get it, you were devastated? And then, months or years later, you looked back and thought, thank God that didn't work out. Maybe it was a relationship that ended, and you thought your world was over, only to meet someone later who was perfect for you. Maybe it was a job you didn't get, and you were crushed, only to find a better opportunity that you would have missed if you'd gotten that first one. Maybe it was a house that fell through, only to find your dream home a few months later. Life is full of these examples, and yet we still don't trust. We still think we know better than the infinite intelligence that's running the show. God's timing is not about making you wait for the sake of waiting. It's not some cosmic test to see how much suffering you can endure. Divine timing is about preparation. It's about getting you ready for what you've asked for. Because here's the truth. If you received everything you wanted the moment you wanted it, you wouldn't be ready for it. You'd either destroy it or it would destroy you. Think about lottery winners who lose everything within a few years. They got the money, but they weren't prepared for it. They hadn't developed the consciousness to sustain that level of abundance. The same principle applies to everything in life. The relationship you desire requires you to become a certain kind of person. The success you want requires you to develop certain qualities. The life you're dreaming of requires you to expand into a larger version of yourself. And that expansion takes time. Right now, in this very moment, you are being prepared. Every experience you're having, every challenge you're facing, every moment of waiting is developing something in you. It's building patience, it's deepening faith, it's strengthening character, it's cultivating wisdom. You're being shaped and molded into the person who can handle the blessings that are coming. And when the timing is perfect, when you're truly ready, when all the pieces are in place, what you've been asking for will arrive so effortlessly, it will almost seem magical. But it's not magic. It's divine orchestration. The problem is, we measure everything by clock time. We think in terms of minutes and hours and days and years. But God operates in a different kind of time. It's not linear. It's not measured. It's eternal. From the perspective of infinite intelligence, there is no too late. There is no missed opportunity. There is only perfect timing. When you align yourself with this truth, when you really trust it in your bones, you stop struggling, you stop forcing, you stop exhausting yourself trying to make things happen. And in that state of relaxation, of allowing, you actually become a magnet for everything you desire. Think about water for a moment. Water is the most powerful force on earth. It can carve through mountains, it can shape landscapes, it can wear down the hardest stone. But water doesn't force. Water flows. It takes the path of least resistance. It goes around obstacles. It's patient. It's persistent. And eventually, it gets where it's going. That's how you need to move through life. Not with force, but with flow. Not with resistance, but with trust. Not with anxiety, but with peace. When you're in alignment with divine timing, you'll notice something interesting happens. You stop feeling anxious about the future. You stop obsessing about when things will happen. You stop comparing yourself to other people and their timelines. You start feeling peaceful right where you are. You start enjoying the present moment instead of constantly living in the future. You start noticing the blessings that are already here instead of only focusing on what's missing. And from that state of presence and peace, you actually accelerate your manifestations because you're no longer blocking them with your resistance. Let me tell you something about faith. Real faith isn't believing that God will give you what you want when you want it. Real faith is trusting that God will give you what you need when you need it. It's trusting that the intelligence that created you, that breathed life into you, that sustains you in every moment, that intelligence knows what it's doing. It's not confused. It's not making mistakes. It's not overlooking you. It sees you. It knows you. It loves you. And it's working everything out for your highest good, even when you can't see how. You want to know what surrender really means? It doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean becoming passive. It doesn't mean you stop taking action. Surrender means releasing your attachment to outcomes. It means doing what you feel called to do and then letting go of how and when the results will come. It means planting your seeds and then trusting the soil. It means showing up fully in your life while simultaneously releasing the need to control every detail. It means saying, I'll do my part and I'll trust you to do yours. There's a difference between being interested in something and being committed to it. When you're interested, you do it when it's convenient. When you're committed, you do it no matter what. But there's an even higher level than commitment. It's called surrender. Surrender means you're committed to your vision, you're committed to your growth, you're committed to showing up, but you're not attached to controlling the timeline. You're not stressed about the how. You're not worried about the when. You've handed it over to something greater than yourself, and you trust that greater power completely. This is where miracles happen. Not when you're gripping and grasping and trying to force, but when you're relaxed and open and trusting. When you create space for something greater to work through you. When you get your ego out of the way and let divine intelligence do what it does best, your job is not to figure out how everything is going to work out. Your job is not to control every variable. Your job is to listen to your inner guidance, take inspired action, and then relax into the knowing that it's all being handled. You know what's interesting about anxiety? Anxiety is living in the future. It's projecting yourself into a time that doesn't exist yet and creating fearful scenarios in your mind. Depression is often living in the past, ruminating on what went wrong, what you lost, what you should have done differently. But peace, real peace, exists only in the present moment, right here, right now. And in this present moment, you are okay. In this present moment, you are breathing. In this present moment, you are alive. In this present moment, you are held by a power greater than yourself. God said, relax, because God knows that your constant worrying doesn't change anything except your health and your happiness. Your stress doesn't speed things up. Your anxiety doesn't make things happen faster. In fact, it slows everything down because you're operating from a frequency of lack and fear instead of abundance and trust. When you're worried about money, you're in the vibration of not having money. When you're anxious about a relationship, you're in the vibration of being alone. When you're stressed about your health, you're in the vibration of sickness, and the universe responds to your vibration, not your words. You can say affirmations all day long, but if underneath those words you're vibrating with fear and doubt, you're not going to attract what you want. But when you truly relax, when you truly trust, when you truly surrender, you shift your vibration. You move into a state of allowing, and in that state, things can come to you. Opportunities can find you. People can show up. Doors can open. Synchronicities can occur because you're not blocking the flow with your resistance anymore. Here's something I need you to understand. Everything you want already exists in the quantum field of all possibilities. It's already there. Your dream life, your ideal relationship, your perfect health, your financial abundance, it's all already there in potential form. Your job is not to create it, your job is to align with it, to match the frequency of it, to become it in your consciousness before you see it in your reality. And you can't do that from a place of desperation and striving. You can only do that from a place of peace and knowing. When you know something is yours, you don't chase it, you don't worry about it, you don't obsess over it, you just know it. Like you know the sun will rise tomorrow. You don't stay up all night worrying about whether the sun will rise, you just trust that it will. That's the level of certainty you need to cultivate about your desires, not hoping they'll come, not wishing they'll come, but knowing they're already on their way, knowing that in divine timing everything you've asked for is being delivered. And while you're waiting, while things are being arranged, while you're being prepared, what do? You live. You enjoy your life right now. You appreciate what you have. You find joy in the simple things. You love the people around you. You do work that matters. You take care of your body. You feed your mind. You nourish your spirit. You don't put your life on hold until your dreams come true. You live fully in this moment because this moment is all you have. This moment is where life is happening. Not in the future when everything works out. Not in the past when things were different. Right here, right now. There's a beautiful paradox in spiritual life. The more you let go of needing things to be different, the faster things change. The more you accept where you are, the quicker you move forward. The more you love yourself as you are, the more you transform. Because you're no longer sending the universe the message that you're incomplete, that you're lacking, that you're not enough. You're sending the message that you're whole and complete right now, and anything that comes is just an addition to your already abundant life. God isn't withholding from you. God is preparing you. God isn't making you wait to punish you. God is making you wait to bless you more than you can currently handle. God isn't denying your prayers. God is answering them in ways you haven't recognized yet. God isn't late. God is right on time. Every single time. Not your time. Divine time. And divine time is always, always perfect. You see, when you look back on your life, you'll be able to connect the dots. You'll see how everything had to happen exactly as it did to bring you to where you are. You'll see how the delays were actually protections, how the closed doors led to better doors, how the pain created the depth, how the waiting developed the wisdom, how every single thing, even the things you thought were mistakes or failures, were actually perfectly placed stepping stones on your path. But you can only see this in hindsight. In the moment, you have to trust. You have to have faith. You have to relax and know that it's all working out. And here's what trust really looks like. Trust doesn't mean you never feel afraid. Trust means you feel the fear and you move forward anyway. Trust doesn't mean you never have doubts. Trust means you acknowledge the doubts and you choose faith instead. Trust doesn't mean everything always feels easy. Trust means that even when it's hard, you believe there's a purpose to the difficulty. Trust is not the absence of uncertainty. Trust is peace in the midst of uncertainty. It's calm in the center of the storm. It's knowing that no matter what's happening on the surface, there's a deeper current that's carrying you exactly where you need to go. You don't have to understand how it's all going to work out. You just have to know that it will. You don't have to see the entire staircase. You just have to take the next step. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to stay connected to the source of all answers. And that source is always available to you. It's not somewhere out there. It's inside you. It's the quiet voice that speaks in the silence. It's the gentle nudge that guides you. It's the feeling in your heart that says yes this way or no, not yet. That's divine intelligence communicating with you. And when you learn to listen to it, when you learn to follow it, your life becomes so much easier. Stop trying to force open doors that are meant to stay closed right now. Stop trying to convince people who aren't ready to see you. Stop trying to make something happen before it's time. There's a season for everything. A time to plant and a time to harvest. a time to act and a time to rest, a time to push forward and a time to wait. And the wisdom is in knowing which season you're in and acting accordingly. Right now, if things aren't moving the way you want them to, maybe you're in a season of preparation. Maybe you're in a season of learning. Maybe you're in a season of healing. Maybe you're in a season of waiting, and that's okay. Honor the season you're in instead of resisting it. There's tremendous power in acceptance. Not resignation, but acceptance. Resignation says this is terrible and there's nothing I can do about it. Acceptance says this is what is and I can work with what is. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop wanting things to be better. It means you stop fighting against what is. It means you stop wasting energy on resistance and instead channel that energy into response, into taking whatever action feels right from a place of peace rather than panic. You want to know what's blocking most people from receiving what they desire? It's not lack of talent. It's not lack of opportunity. It's not lack of resources. It's lack of trust. It's the constant anxiety that it won't work out. It's the persistent belief that you have to do it all yourself. It's the exhausting habit of trying to control everything. When you release that, when you truly let go and trust, you'll be amazed at how quickly things start to shift. Not because you're doing more, but because you're allowing more. God said, relax. And in that relaxation, in that surrender, in that trust, you open yourself up to receive. You become a vessel that divine intelligence can work through. You become a channel that blessings can flow through. You become available to miracles. Because miracles happen all the time. They're happening right now. But you can only see them when you're not blinded by your own agenda, your own timeline, your own ideas about how things should be. What if everything that's happening is actually preparing you for something so good, so beautiful, so perfect, that you couldn't have even conceived of it with your limited mind? What if the universe is conspiring in your favor in ways you can't see yet? What if every disappointment is actually an appointment with something better? What if every ending is actually a new beginning? What if every no is actually redirecting you to a bigger yes? What if you're not behind? What if you're not running out of time? What if you're exactly on schedule for your highest destiny? Your soul has a blueprint. Before you were born, before you took your first breath, there was a plan for your life. Not a rigid, fixed plan that can't be changed, but a general outline of what you came here to experience, to learn, to give, to become. And that plan is unfolding perfectly. Every twist and turn, every up and down, every joy and sorrow, it's all part of your unique path. And you can trust that path. You can trust the timing of that path because it's being guided by an intelligence that sees the beginning and the end simultaneously. From the human perspective, we can only see a few steps ahead. We're limited by time and space. We can only process information sequentially. But the divine perspective sees everything all at once. It sees all the consequences of all the choices. It sees all the connections between all the events. It sees how everything fits together in the grand tapestry of your life. And it's weaving that tapestry with such precision, such care, such love. Every thread matters. Every color has a purpose. Even the dark threads create the contrast that makes the bright threads shine even brighter. So when you're in a dark period, when you're in a difficult season, when you're in a time of waiting, remember that even this has purpose. Even this is part of the pattern. Even this is being woven into something beautiful. You just can't see the full picture yet because you're still in the middle of the weaving. But one day, when you step back, when you see the completed tapestry, you'll understand why every single thread had to be exactly where it was. And until that day comes, until you can see the full picture, you have to walk by faith. You have to trust in the dark. You have to believe when you can't see. You have to know even when you don't understand. And that's not always easy. Faith is simple, but it's not always easy because your mind wants explanations. Your ego wants control. Your fear wants guarantees. But faith says, I don't need explanations. I don't need control. I don't need guarantees. I just need to know that I'm being taken care of. I just need to know that there's a higher power at work. I just need to know that it's all going to be okay. And it is all going to be okay. More than okay, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be worth the wait. It's going to make sense why things had to happen the way they did. You're going to look back and see the divine hand in everything. You're going to recognize the blessings in the difficulties. You're going to appreciate the wisdom you gained from the challenges. You're going to be grateful for the timing, even though it didn't match your preferences. Because you'll see that divine timing protected you, prepared you, and positioned you perfectly for what was coming. So right now, in this moment, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to feel your body relax. I want you to release the tension you've been holding, the tension in your shoulders from carrying burdens that aren't yours to carry, the tightness in your chest from worrying about things you can't control, the heaviness in your heart from thinking you're alone in this. Let it all go. Just let it go. You don't have to carry it anymore. You were never meant to carry it all yourself. God said, relax, because God wants to carry it for you. The universe wants to support you. Divine intelligence wants to guide you, but you have to let it. You have to get out of the way. You have to stop trying to be in charge of everything. You have to admit that maybe, just maybe, there's a power greater than you that actually knows what it's doing. And when you make that admission, when you surrender to that truth, everything changes. You start to notice the signs. You start to see the synchronicities. You start to feel the support. You start to witness the miracles. Not because they weren't there before, but because you're finally paying attention. You're finally looking with the eyes of faith instead of the eyes of fear. And what you look for, you find. When you look for evidence that you're alone and unsupported, you'll find it. When you look for evidence that you're guided and loved, you'll find that too. So choose what you're looking for. Choose what you're focusing on. Choose what you're believing in. Believe that you are divinely guided. Believe that you are infinitely loved. Believe that you are being prepared for something wonderful. Believe that your prayers are being answered. Believe that your dreams are on their way. Believe that your life is unfolding perfectly. Believe that you are exactly where you need to be. Believe that everything is working out for your highest good. Not because you can prove it, not because you can see it yet, but because belief is what creates the reality. Faith is what opens the door. Trust is what allows the blessings to flow. And when the doubts come, because they will come, don't fight them. Don't judge yourself for having them. Just notice them and choose again. Choose faith over fear. Choose trust over worry. Choose peace over anxiety. It's a choice you have to make moment by moment, day by day. Nobody can do it for you. But every time you make that choice, it gets a little easier. Every time you choose trust, you strengthen that muscle. Every time you choose peace, you create more space for good to enter your life. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a creator of your reality. But you create through your consciousness, not through your effort. You create through your vibration, not through your struggle. You create through your alignment with divine intelligence, not through your separation from it. And alignment comes from relaxation, from trust, from surrender. It comes from being instead of doing. It comes from faith instead of force. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself. You're doing the best you can with what you know right now, and that's enough. You are enough. Right now, exactly as you are. You are enough. You don't have to achieve anything else to be worthy. You don't have to become someone else to be lovable. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect to be happy. You can be all of those things right now. You can experience worthiness right now. You can feel love right now. You can choose happiness right now. Because happiness is not something you find at the end of the journey. Happiness is not the destination. Happiness is the vehicle that takes you to the destination. When you're happy now, when you're grateful now, when you're peaceful now, you attract more things to be happy about, more things to be grateful for, more things that bring you peace. But when you postpone your happiness until your circumstances change, you create a perpetual state of waiting. And life is not about waiting. Life is about living. Right here, right now, in this moment. This is it. This is your life. Not someday when everything works out. Not in the future when you have everything you want. But right now. And right now is pretty good when you really look at it. You're alive. You have another day. You have another chance. You have another opportunity to grow, to love, to give, to experience, to become. That's a gift. That's a blessing. And when you start recognizing the blessings that are already here, more blessings come. Because gratitude is a magnet for good things. So practice gratitude every single day, not as a technique to get more, but as a way of being, as a way of seeing, as a way of living. Be grateful for what you have while you're waiting for what you want. Be grateful for how far you've come while you're heading toward where you're going. Be grateful for the lessons and the challenges. Be grateful for the growth and the pain. Be grateful for the strength you didn't know you had until you needed it. Be grateful for the resilience you've developed. Be grateful for the wisdom you've gained. Be grateful for this moment, this breath, this life. And in that state of gratitude, in that vibration of appreciation, you'll find that you're already living in abundance. You'll realize that you've been rich all along, just maybe not in the ways you thought. You're rich in experiences. You're rich in relationships. You're rich in opportunities. You're rich in potential. You're rich in life itself. And that's the greatest wealth there is. God said relax because God knows something you're still learning. God knows that everything you need will come to you at exactly the right time. God knows that you are being guided and protected every step of the way. God knows that there's a plan for your life that is more beautiful than anything you could plan for yourself. God knows that you are loved beyond measure. God knows that you are never alone. God knows that you are capable of handling whatever comes. God knows that you are stronger than you think. God knows that you are braver than you believe. God knows that you are more powerful than you realize. And God is asking you to know that too, to trust that too, to live from that truth, to stop doubting yourself, to stop questioning your worth, to stop wondering if you're enough. You are enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough, not because of what you do or what you achieve or what you accumulate, but because of who you are, because you are a divine creation, because you are a spark of the infinite, because you are loved by the source of all love. So relax into that love, rest in that knowledge, trust in that truth, and let everything else unfold as it will. Do your part, yes. Show up, yes. Take action, yes. But then release the outcome. Let go of the timeline, surrender the how, and trust that divine intelligence is handling all the details you can't see. Trust that everything is being arranged on your behalf. Trust that you are being led to your highest good. Trust that the best is yet to come. Your breakthrough is coming. Your answer is coming. Your miracle is coming. Your blessing is coming. Your healing is coming. Your opportunity is coming. Your person is coming. Your moment is coming. It's all coming in divine timing, in perfect timing, in the timing that serves your highest growth and greatest good. And until it arrives, until you see it manifest in your physical reality, live in the knowing that it's already done. Live in the peace that it's already arranged. Live in the joy that it's already on its way. God said, relax. So relax your mind, relax your body, relax your grip on outcomes, relax your need to control, relax your anxiety about the future, relax your regrets about the past, relax into this present moment, relax into trust, relax into faith, relax into love. Relax into the knowing that you are held, you are guided, you are loved, and everything is going to work out beautifully, better than you can possibly think, in ways you couldn't have planned, with timing that is absolutely perfect. Just relax and let it come to you, because it will. It always does. Everything you need comes to you when you're ready to receive it, and your job is simply to stay open, stay trusting, stay grateful, and stay relaxed. That's when the magic happens. That's when the miracles arrive. That's when life becomes the beautiful adventure it was always meant to be.